All right, so recently, the NBS, that is National Bureau of Statistics, issued their report for the first quarter of 2025, where they said that the Nigerian economy has, the nominal GDP of Nigeria has grown to 372.82 trillion naira. That's a growth from 2.27% to 3.13% in the first quarter of 2025. Incidentally and unfortunately, the low-life APC propaganda people moved on with this propaganda to celebrate the failing Nigerian economy. I don't know if these people think that every Nigerian is so gullible. Like, people are now celebrating failure in Nigeria and taking it as glory. Now, let me tell you, let me debunk some of their half-truths. Look at what they did. MBS, in being smart, after publishing that report, trying to project that Nigerian economy grew from 2.2% in the last quarter, in the where it was, to 3.1% in this first quarter of 2025. They clearly, after that report, says the Nigerian economy is now the fourth after South Africa, after Egypt, after Algeria. So Nigerian economy is now the fourth. So those people who still think that Nigeria is the giant of Africa, you people are just, Nigeria is now the slave, is becoming the boy of Africa. But that one, let's still keep it there. So these people jumped on it and kept celebrating the Nigerian nominal GDP is now 3.72.8 trillion naira. What they fail to let you know is that they just simply changed, instead of quoting the dollar equivalent, they converted it to naira, because you know now that naira is weak. So let's say maybe somebody that was earning, let me say the economy that was, like for instance, the economy that was doing 3.6, that did $3.63 billion, now did 2.43. And these people now, instead of these people quoting that Nigerian economy nominal GDP is going low, they just simply converted it to naira and ran with it. And people are celebrating and pushing this agenda. So for clarity's sake, earlier, like as of 2022, I'm trying to be precise, Nigerian economy did 363.04 billion dollars. In fact, even as early as 2019, we used to do 404. Like in 2021, we did 477. That was when Nigeria was the biggest economy in Africa. Because Egypt in this first quarter of 2025 did 410. So Egypt's nominal GDP is far ahead of Nigerian GDP, nominal GDP. So what they just did by being smart by half is just to, because we did 243 according to them, according to NBC, we did 243. Instead of showing to Nigerians that Nigerian nominal GDP did very low, they converted the 243 to dollars. And then the thing now went up in naira, and they were celebrating it. And we are pushing this thing, and many Nigerians are falling for it. So for clarity's sake, Nigerian GDP, nominal GDP, is weak, is low. Nigerian economy is going down. We did 363 billion dollars last, and now we are doing we did 243 billion dollars. So we are failing. The economy is weak. On the other hand, and before the fly goes, because seeing the crop of leaders that we now have in Nigeria, when people like Mondo Pepero is now also your leaders in Nigeria, because I know somebody like Monday, when I keep saying that this man will not understand that, this man might not even understand what is called nominal GDP and what is GDP per capita. And that is what they are trying to confuse some Nigerians with. So what is even actually this nominal GDP? Just in the layman understanding, nominal GDP is just simply the sum total of every value or every product that a country generates in a year. It might not be in a year, just the total value of what we generate is nominal GDP. So, as God may have it, imagine the money we generate, who is with it? But that one is the story for another day. But then, as God may have it, IMF, International Monetary Fund, now released a new report saying that the GDP per capita of Nigeria is now $800. What does it mean? It now means that Nigeria is now the 12th poorest country in the world. I repeat, Nigeria is, as of today, the 12th poorest country in the world. What is GDP per capita? GDP per capita is used to determine the wealth of the nation. What does that mean? That's to determine how people in the country are, how rich and poor they are. What it means is that the total of everything that the country generates divided by the number of people in that country. So what it means is that if you share the money that Nigeria generates to every Nigerian, it will be $800 per person. That means if they don't do road, if they don't pay anybody salary, the government just bring all our revenue. So when they share the money, everybody will get $800. Do you know the funny thing? Most of this money is in the hand of particular group of people. So many Nigerians, that is why many Nigerians are so poor. So this is just to clear this fact and to let those APC propagandists who are just being smart by half, that all Nigerians are not gullible. They are running with a nominal GDP. That is, that the country generates a large amount of money in Naira. When few years ago, we are generating close to nearly double of that amount in dollars. And this amount, this now we are doing low in dollars. What they just did by being smart by half is to go and convert 243 to recent dollar, that is Naira, that is so poor. And then it came 372.82 trillion Naira. And they are making it sensational so that people will fall for it. So my people, Nigerians, patriotic Nigerians, this thing is no longer a joke. The next presidential election will go a long way to determine the fate of Nigerians. These things are getting out of hand. The office of president of Nigeria is not something we should leave to low lives. Office and governorship is not something we cannot leave these things in the hands of people who are intellectually and integrity deficit. It's big a risk that if somebody like Mondo Peboro, the governor of Edo State, cannot understand, I'm sure the man may not even know what is nominal GDP. He might not know what is GDP per capita. When they speak this kind of little grammar, this man might not understand what is. His own is just to collect microphone and be making utterances here and there. So let us, as patriotic citizens, wake up. This election, the next president of Nigeria must be a man of sound character, a man of sound mind, who understands what we are really passing through in the country. Take this advice and do with it whatever you like. Cut.